Hi, welcome back. So now in this video, we're going to discuss how to work with the Salesforce.com translation workbench. So with more organizations spanning different regions across different countries, the ability to cater to the different languages that the different users will work with is extremely important. So using Salesforce.com translation workbench, we can add different languages, assign translators, and override managed packages as well. So the translation workbench allows for translations for different components from custom objects and fields down to picklist values. So for this example, we're going to perform the following task. First is to enable the translation workbench, create a supported language, and then add translators to that supported language. Next would be to add translations for the different components in our system. And lastly would be to create an override for any label under a managed package or app installed in the system. So for this example, we're going to start in the setup menu. Go to translation workbench, click on translation settings. So first off, we're going to enable translation workbench. So after being redirected to the translation settings page, we can now add the supported language for our system. So additionally, you can edit any of the available supported languages, hit active, and add a translator to it. So a translator is basically a user in the system that can be able to create translations for any of the custom labels within the system. So let's click on save. Additionally, you can add a supported language by selecting any language among the list of supported languages in the system. So let's say Korean. Same process, just add translators and hit save. So after creating our supported languages and adding any translator to those languages, we can now start creating translations for those languages. So let's click on translate. First off, let's select the language that we're gonna add the translation to. Next would be the setup component. For example, we can select a custom app, a custom field, a custom report type, picklist values, record types, as well as web tabs and validation error messages. For our demo, we're just going to select custom field. Next would be to select the object that we're going to translate. So for example, shipment. And next would be the field label that we want to add the translation to. So we have created some translations beforehand. So if, for example, if you want to add another translation, for example, total weight, let me get the help of Google Translate for this one. So let's just enter total weight. So let's just enter that translation for total weight, which is peso total, and hit save to save that new translation. So by creating this translation, this is basically the new field label for any user with a specified language as the default language. So aside from adding translations to out-of-the-box components like custom fields, objects, or record types, as well as reports, we can also override any label on any installed app from the App Exchange or any package installed in the system. So to start, let's just go to Override under Translation Workbench. First, let's select the package, which we have here, which is DupeCatcher, which is an app we installed earlier, and select the language. So the language here basically supported is only based on the supported languages for the particular app. So you must take a look at the app settings for that app that you install from the App Exchange on what languages they support. So let's select a custom field label. For example, let's select application settings and the aspect as field label. So for example, we're not actually creating a translation for this particular purpose. We're just creating an override for any fields within the DupeCatcher app. So let's select. But this is all dependent on the app. So for example, if an app is supported the Spanish or the French language, which they often have in the detail page for that particular app in the App Exchange, then you can add overrides to any language that the app will support. So let's just hit on save. There you have it. So we just overridden a field label for our installed app called DupeCatcher. So you can do this for any apps installed from the App Exchange or any package that is installed to the system. Using Translation Workbench, we can cater to different users from different countries, allowing our system to be truly multinational and allows for greater scope within our system. So using the Workbench, we can also delegate translation to other users and also allows translations for almost all of the components, as well as overriding any custom field labels from the app exchange. So on the next video, we'll be discussing how to deploy any of our custom objects from our organization to any other environment within Salesforce.com using packages.